Welcome to another Conversations with Architects program. Today we have a guest, Mrs. Helen Castle. When you look at architectural history books, I mean, most of the examples, maybe we are trying to understand all the isms and the history of architecture, meaning of architecture via maybe, I don't know, 500 examples or 1,000 examples. I don't know. It is really a reductionist manner of putting things together to make them more clearly understandable. But I mean, within that, the issue of locality and anything non-Western or non-central cannot find easily a place within that bulk of knowledge. Is it something natural with respect to economy, dominancy in politics and language-based issues, or is it a kind of a? I mean, when you look at the accumulation, the heritage, is it the case, or I mean, how do you look?
I think there have been forces which have really tried hard. I mean, I think what the Aga Khan Foundation, for instance, has done is absolutely fantastic, and they've brought attention to really wonderfully crafted buildings with a very strong sense of community, and they've brought them to the world stage, and they've got them across people's, into magazines, online. Those projects would never been brought to people's attention. I think that's very important that continues. But there aren't many other ways that those kind of projects.
Looking at Istanbul within maybe a few hours and as an image, what do you feel, I mean, when you look at the city?
The sort of natural setting on the Bosphorus is just second to none. But I think the other thing is just the amount of rebuilding. That it's just kind of like the construction is going on every street, all over the place. And, that talking to people, for instance, about the whole sort of urban development program that's going on at the moment is intriguing.
There was a panel on that urban development program, and I have shown two comparative pictures. One of them was the Oxford Street in London, and I showed that it was like this in 18 something, and now it is like this. So you cannot feel the difference if you don't see the people and the cars, maybe, because it's staying still. But it's very difficult to find such places in Istanbul. And I have shown some photographs from Istanbul. This is 10 years ago, this is 5 years ago, and this is today. And there was an immense alteration and change. So, I mean, on one hand, it may be seen as development and modernization, whatever it is. But on the other hand, of course, it is blurring the sources of culture into something else, and it's the identity is shifting to something else. And I think we have to, we are not seeking for a kind of I don't know, maybe a local architecture or something, but it is not, it's the same problem everywhere in the world, that global architecture, I mean, comes without any context respect. That is, I think, the basic issue, and it houses itself in a more free and accelerated way in geographies like Turkey, when there is no critical distance to what is happening actually. In that sense, the critical discussion is significantly important.
I mean, there's positives and negatives about it. I mean, in the UK, things are so slow, can be so slow, and the planning process can be...
Because you don't have the pressure of population, economy, as much as felt in Turkey.
But we do have a huge housing shortage in London now. And part of that is a problem with basically foreign investors coming and buying up housing within central London, and it actually means that even fairly wealthy young professionals just can't afford flats within London or even the suburbs of London. It's become prohibitively expensive because it's just been so attractive for people from the Middle East and Asia, and it's been it's been a safe haven, really.
International city, yes.
So there is an issue really about housing and being able to have affordable housing for the people who are living and working in London.
Do you have a chance to follow, I mean, especially the British architects who are working in Turkey? Have you
Well, I come across odd schemes. You know, I think there have been big design competitions. People like Zaha, and I remember Ken Yang did one as well.
Yes.
But it's often quite difficult. You'll see a design competition and then you don't know if those things ever really get built as well. Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to add, or?
No, I think that's about it, really. But I'm kind of really curious about Turkey, and having come for the first time, I'd like to really kind of continue to follow the scene and to learn more about it.
Yeah, this may be a basis for having a better communication and interaction, and maybe we can contribute more to architectural design. Really thank you very much for being with us and within this short notice and short time. I think it was very nice to meet you first of all, and then having this conversation, and hope to be with you again in Turkey. Thanks a lot.
Oh, well, thank you.